Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Gears 12 here, and I have a good video for you guys today, a good topic. Let me explain a little bit about what the topic means, because you're reading the title above, like, what do you mean by that? So let me explain a little bit before I actually jump off into my scenarios and thoughts about it, stuff like that. Basically, will you ever stop listening to metal is basically talking about, like, not like saying, will you ever stop listening to metal, like, in a year? Talking about, like, down the road, when you're older, let's say, like, you're a teenager, or, like, in your 20s. Like, do you ever see yourself, like, being 40, 50 down the road and driving your car at like 40 years old, 50 years old, and putting in a metal album and listening to it? Like I said, basically that's what it is. Like the scenario is like you're older and like just you've just gotten older in life, and because as the whole infamous thing adults say is that's just loud noise, like to metal or stuff like that. So basically, are you going to be that type of person who, as they get older, they stop listening to metal? Doesn't really matter what type of metal, just you stop listening to it, like the stuff you're listening to now, and you just stop because you've gotten older. So basically, the reason why for me, as I always do my topics, talk about my thing, and then you guys comment down below about, will you ever stop listening to metal down the road or whatever? For me personally, music has always been there for me when people haven't been there for me. If I'm going through like a depressed state or something like that, music's always there when people aren't there. And 9 out of 10 times for my situation, people aren't there because people are just, people are just evil. People are mean. Ugh. People are mean. That was weird. But for me personally, music's always been there for me. And in a way, metal has always been that thing that I always go to. Not musically, just everything. I just listen to music. Music just really inspires me to do things. Day-to-day things really just helps me out. I don't know how to explain it more deeply than that. So for me personally, as I'm older, say I'm 40 years old and I'm driving down the road and I happen to have a Metallica CD in, I'm going to pop it in. If I'm driving down the road and I'm 50 and I happen to have a like a Trivium CD, I'm going to put it in. I mean, that's really what it is. I mean, music for me, I just don't see my music style changing. Now, a lot of people say that, and then they do, because, see, I said that before, because my musical change has been crazy over my years. I started out listening to whatever was on the radio when I was little, to discovering rock, metal, kind of metal. It's just mainly just rock type stuff. And then I went to that whole rap phase, which, oh, I know I'm bringing that up again. I don't want to. But and then came back to metal, and I'm really just, I can't leave metal now. I'm stuck in it, and that's good. But for me personally, I just don't see myself, changing my musical style down the road. Now, when I have kids and stuff like that, when I get older, I can't really like blast like the heavy, like something that could scare them or make them. I mean, if my kids decide to have musical choices, say I have a boy and girl, the boy decides he wants to listen to emo music, that's his thing. If I have a daughter who listens to pop and country, that's her thing. I'm not gonna, force my music onto them. But for me personally, I'm not gonna change my musical, like the stuff I listen to, just because I get older. For me personally, I know that I can't do that, and I won't do it because I'm so in love with all the types of genres of metal and what metal provides, and I just can't stray from that even when I get older. I know I'm gonna be look weird if I'm like 30, 40 at a metal concert, like for like a band or something that hasn't even been created yet. And kids like, you're old. I'm like, I used to listen to this stuff when you weren't even born, stuff like that, like little 12, 13-year-old kids at these shows. I mean, I just don't see myself changing like that. Because, see, I'm turning 20 in less than a month. Basically, on my birthday, I'm going to do a video, but, but I just don't see myself changing my music style once I get older, because I just can't do that to myself, because I'm so into all the bands that I love. I'm so into like finding new bands and really discovering songs that I should have discovered forever ago. I mean, it's just stuff like that. It's stuff like day-to-day things that I just learn about a band, or things that I learn, like, oh, I didn't even know this song, I didn't even know this band had this song, I didn't know this song, blah, 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 like that. So basically the question is to you guys, like, do you ever see yourself, like, stop listening to metal, like, you're 20 years down the road, or 30 years down the road, or when you have kids, or when you get when you get married and have a job? I mean, something like that. So comment down below and let me know personally what you think about, are you going to, like, stray away from metal and listen to more contemporary type stuff, or are you going to stay true to metal and not stray from it? So basically, comment down below and leave me your thoughts. And thank you guys for watching again. And as always, guys, you like that video down there, and you subscribe where that subscribe button is for more metal videos. And I'll see you guys next time.